Hey, thanks for slithering in. I am Symtherin. Welcome back to my channel and welcome in if you are new. Today we are continuing my starter home series. That series is where I'm going from world to world in The Sims 4 building starter homes with limited packs. So this one we are in Henford on Bagley, which means we are only using base game and Cottage Living. Cottage Living is probably one of my favorite packs. There are a few, but this is definitely up there on the list because one, the debug items, top tier debug items, and two, I just kind of really like that cottagey vibe, you know? I've always loved building cottages and the vibes of the farm life and things of that nature. And cottage living really brings that to life in The Sims, where you can have chickens and cows and llamas and all of that fun stuff. So here we are, and the shape is pretty much together. You'll see that I have a tile count up there, and you can get that tile count if you have Tiny Living. That's a stuff pack. And I use that only because I need to keep these builds small in order to keep myself in a budget. If I build too big, then it looks too empty and it drives me a little crazy. So I always try to make sure these are tiny homes when I do starter homes. But you do not need Tiny Living in order to download this home into your game. It is already up on the gallery and play tested and all of that fun stuff. If you're new around here, at the end of the video, I always go through and play test my builds and show it to you guys so you can see that I am not lying. Although if I do not play test a build, I will definitely make sure I share that because I know that that can be annoying sometimes, and it's like more of a recent habit I've come into, which I actually have enjoyed doing it. A lot of my older builds on the gallery are not play tested, so I apologize for that. I am putting on all of these roof details and then realizing I don't have that much money to play with, so I got rid of some of them. I don't know if I keep this like wooden beam. I might. I really wanted to put these, apparently. I wish I knew if I kept these or not, but we'll find out. I have built this a while ago from the time I'm doing this recording, so don't mind me if I'm like trying to figure out exactly what is happening here. It's like I'm watching it for the first time with you guys, and I think that's kind of fun. But let me know in the comments down below what world you want to see a starter home in next. I do want to preference that with saying that I am currently working on one in City Living. Well, the pack is City Living. The city is called Myshuno. Just so you guys are aware. So if you say a different world or something and you see the Myshuno come out before then, that's only because I'm currently working on it, and that's because a lot of you have asked about it already. So I've been working on that one. I have to get back to it. As you guys know, I've been a little busy. I've been pretty open about how busy I've been with work and life and things, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, things are going to start normalizing a little bit. I've also been like so tired after work recently where sometimes I just don't want to sit at my computer and play The Sims. As much as like The Sims brings me so much joy and it unwinds me, but it's more so sitting at a desk because I do that a lot for work, and I don't know, sometimes I'm just like I can't do it. I want to sit on my couch, and that's when I have recently been playing Stardew Valley on my Switch, which has been a ton of fun, so I'm kind of obsessed with that right now. If you play Stardew Valley, please let me know in the comments down below. This is actually my first full playthrough, so I'm really excited about that. I've seen others play it, and I think I've talked about this in my last video, so I won't do too much, but it's been a lot of fun. So here we are using these debug items as planters, and I'm really going all out with debug landscaping for this build because, like I've said at the top of this video, Cottage Living has the best debug items, hands down. It was like really the first thing that really stuck with me when the pack first came out, and I just absolutely love it. We're gonna play around with some terrain paint. I think I end up keeping this one. I felt like the color matched the roof a little bit, so I kind of liked it. And then I'm doing this trick here where I'm going to line the path with this flour bag. This is a base game debug item. I originally got this idea from Kate Emerald because she does this all the time and I absolutely love it. And it takes a lot. It's very tedious sometimes, especially if you have a lot of path you want to like trim around and add that border to it. So it takes a bit of a minute, but I think at the end it's very much worth it. You could also always use the tool mod and like copy and paste and stuff, but I think at this point there was probably an update where I didn't have tool mod in. I know I saw it earlier, but I sat down with this build like a few different times. So there was definitely a moment where I didn't have the tool mod at my disposal, because usually I wouldn't just pull out from the menu like this. With the debug, you can't hold shift and like click where the items will like naturally copy for you. You can do that in game with a lot of stuff that's already in the regular catalog, but not with any items in debug. So oftentimes I will use the tool mod to pretty much click and like you can shift click a bunch of times and it'll just copy the item. If you've been around here for a while, you've probably seen me do that trick a few times, but it's been a lot of fun. If at some point you hear a cat meowing, I apologize. We are cat sitting currently and she has gotten really comfortable, which means she is really vocal. And right now she's waiting for her breakfast, but it's actually really early. So I don't want to feed her, especially because if I feed her, then I have to feed my cat too because she'll get jealous. And my cat is on such a weird feeding schedule. And it's like way too early for her to eat right now. But anyway, we are trying to figure out the wallpaper of this build. And I'm kind of bummed I didn't keep with that blue because I stick with this more light color stone. But that blue looked actually really cool. And I'm kind of like really sad that I didn't do it because I could have changed the windows and stuff maybe if I thought it was too much. But oh well, I still like how this came out anyway. And we're getting a lot of flower boxes. I even use the debug flower boxes, which I never really use. And now we have moved on to the interior. And this is where I already have a floor plan laid out. You saw me just put down a bed. I'm going to like place some kitchen cabinets and appliances and things just to make sure I get the essentials. And we got a fridge, we got a sink. The best thing about cottage living and doing a starter home for cottage living is that you get a full kitchen set pretty much. We have counters, we have cabinets, we have appliances. Most packs, I would say, don't have that, which really sucks. So I am playing around with this blue color right now, but I think I switched that to more of a green, and I do like a green and yellow kitchen. I loved using this like brick flooring though in the kitchen instead of like a tile. I think that's so fun, and there's something so charming and cottage like about it. It's kind of like unfinished charm, you know? And I really enjoyed it. We're also getting a lot of wall clutter up here because this cute little shelf from Cottage Living had to be used. We have to add lighting. Oh my goodness. I am so out of practice of these voiceovers, so I apologize. And then we are going to figure out the living room space over here as well. And I think that rug comes back in the bedroom, or it might not. I actually can't remember what rugs I used. Maybe I didn't because I used a wallpaper from Cottage Living, which has a lot of pattern. And even that bed has a lot of floral patterns, so maybe that rug was just a little too much. The bathroom here only has a shower and a toilet, so the only sink in this build is the one in the kitchen, which kind of sucks, but I was playing with limited space here. So I think the bathroom would be the first thing you might want to expand a little bit if you choose to play here and kind of build off this little home. Unless you're going to play here and then just move to something else, that's totally cool too. In this little hallway between the kitchen and living space, I thought that would be a nice spot to put like a little 2-seater table. I think it was really cute. I was playing around with like the chairs and maybe mix matching, but I don't think I end up doing it. No, those look like the same chairs, right? They look a little off. It could be the lighting though. I don't know. We are getting some clutter on the table, a little plant and a lamp, which I think is cute. And then we'll move on to the living space. In the living room, we get a couch, we get a bookcase. I was trying to use the Cottage Living one. I don't know why I didn't. I felt like maybe it felt too fancy, so I end up getting this base game one, which is an unlockable. So it's always unlocked for me because I use cheats. And is it ignore? No, it's not ignore. It's unlock something. I'll have to figure out that cheat. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh boy, that's awful. Anyway, I actually end up getting this big fireplace in here, which I think is a must because you just need that cozy cottage feel, right? And then this base game bookshelf and some curtains, and we'll get some end tables and things with lamps or something pretty much in here, and then we'll finish decorating the bathroom. The couch, I add a lot of pillows because thank god we have those in base game now. It definitely really adds to sofas, I feel like, and I would just love to have some more. The base game one is great because it has a lot of like solid colors, a lot of your basic swatches and things, but I don't know, sometimes I would like some with some more patterns, like maybe floral patterns. We have a couple of other pillows from like other kits and things. The Modern Luxe kit I think comes to mind, and I feel like there's another one, or maybe that's the only other one. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Oh my god. Okay, but I would love more pillows of that nature, but with like different vibes, because I feel like we have this basic base game pillow, which is great in all builds. You can utilize it. But then we have the other one that I feel like is a very specific modern style. So I just want something more in between, like maybe a little more cottagey and things. But here we are finishing off the bedroom. As you can see in the kitchen, we switched things to green. I'm getting this gorgeous clock, and we're gonna just finish cluttering it up. We might go back outside, I think, and do a little more landscaping and try to figure that out. But as you can see, we are down to 227 simoleons. So I think we're just trying to figure out how to spend it. And I love when I have a ton of simoleons that I can use to clutter up a build, because I love when things look lived in. And just like that, we're down to 2 simoleons, and we're going to just finish up the landscaping out here. So perfect, right down to the T. It's very rare, I think, when I get to 0 simoleons. There's usually like 1 or 2 that are left over just because of the way things are priced in the game. So it's never always perfect, but it works. And then in the landscaping, like the flower beds, I'm getting a lot of these big bushes. A lot of like purple and yellow flowers is what I'm leaning into. Overall, I hope you have been enjoying this build. Again, in the comments down below, please let me know what build you'd like to see next, in which world, because we have a few still. I'll have the full playlist linked down below as well, so you guys can go and see it and see which other builds I've done. I might even list out each world maybe that I have already completed in the description. So take a look at that and then let me know. But of course, I am working on San Myshuno as we speak, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, we are going to go over into live mode, and we're going to do some play testing and take a look at this build. We have hopped into live mode now to check out this cute little cottage starter home with just Cottage Living and base game. Our sim is already walking through the back door to get in, but I did confirm that this one is set to the correct front door, because I know sometimes that has been glitching out recently. Our sim is already in the living room testing out. I believe she maybe pulled the book from here, but clearly our couch sofa here works pretty well, unless she pulled the book from somewhere else. It's possible she pulled it from, oh, this one, I have a lot of books around. Okay, perfect. Any hoot. I am going to make sure we can light this fireplace. That is, like, I guess, number 1 to check. The couch works, as you guys saw, but you enter into this cozy little living space. I absolutely love the vibes in here, especially with like this old bookshelf here. Gorgeous. And then she's already going to start testing out the bathroom for us. That's beautiful. Very helpful. She looks tired too. That's a bummer. But we should make sure she can sit here. I'm pretty sure we can. And I'm going to not set the sink type over here. Okay, so usually in my builds I like to set the sink type, but we don't have a sink in our bathroom here because we were keeping it pretty small and secluded. Not secluded, but you know, squishy. Just because we have to save on some money, you know? So our bathroom works. That is set. Our dining room works. Here we have our kitchen. During certain points of the day, we have like the sunlight coming through the window, and I just think that is absolutely perfect and stunning. I also really liked pairing the green cabinets from Cottage Living with the yellow appliances. I think that looks really nice together. I'm going to have her cook. She has no money. Give me 1 second. We can fix that with mother load. Boom. Now she has plenty. Okay, we are going to have lunch. We are going to let's do some grilled cheese. That actually sounds so good. I might actually do that for lunch myself. So far so good. Testing starter homes, I feel like it's just so simple and pretty easy because you don't have much to worry about. There's no clutter and there's just plenty of space, to be honest. So this is going to be really quick and easy. I will let her enjoy that sandwich, because then the last thing I really want to test out is making sure we can sleep on this bed in here. But while she does that, we have a lot of yard space here, and I wanted to make sure that there was enough so that if you're playing in this, there's room to add either a chicken coop, maybe do some gardening or whatnot. But this lot is pretty much, I'll go into build mode so you can see. You have a ton of room on this lot here. It is a 30 by 20. So if you were to expand the house even this way or upwards, you still have a lot of room in the yard to add like cows, llamas, you name it. Perfect for your cottage living gameplay. Alright, and then she is getting comfortable on her bed here, which means this build is completely functional and we can now upload it to the gallery. And there we have it all ready for you guys on the gallery. As you can see, we are only using items from Cottage Living and base game, so if you don't have too many packs, this is perfect. I would hope anyway. And if you have more packs, you can always add on to it, which is always a good thing. As always, thank you guys for watching and checking out today's speed build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, all of the things. But also, big shout out to my channel members for supporting me in this way. You guys absolutely rock. Until next time, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!